So I just wanted to do a quick video. I've been seeing, especially since COVID, I know that a lot of people are really depressed right now. A lot of people are down. The world is in chaos. Everybody's been sick. People have been dying. Finances, jobs have been lost. It's a lot of things going on in the world right now. And I wanted to kind of just deliver or, give you a different perspective. So I truly believe when you have issues, when you have problems in life, if you are to be able to change your perception and change your perspective and see things from a different, point of view, you could then, alleviate problems as if they never even existed. Okay. So I want to say, this is coming completely from a place of love. So I genuinely have each and every one of your, best intentions in mind when I deliver this message. Okay. It's something very important because I see a lot of posts of there's high energies, intense energies right now. The universe itself is going through some transitions, as well as we are going into a mass awakening, and it's a lot of intense things going on in the world, in the universe, in spirit right now. So a lot of people are feeling that attack of the energies, or they're feeling very down and sad and depressed, or they're going through a lot of situations where they feel like they are being taken for granted. I've seen a lot of posts, even men, a lot of posts, people getting fed up and tired of being treated like shit, people getting tired of being used and abused, and they really allow it to get to them. So important. This is crucial. This message is crucial to your soul and to your livelihood and to your day-to-day life. So all I ask is that you receive it openly, know that it is being sent with love, and just be open to the possibility of perspective. Even if you don't understand, you can still accept what it is that my perspective is. And I just hope in turn that my perspective will maybe help some of you guys see what's really going on. Okay, if that makes sense. And you have to understand as well, reality is an illusion. I think that a lot of people tend to forget what reality actually is. Nobody on this earth can ever see life or reality, or circumstances or anything for that matter, exactly the same as somebody else. It doesn't matter if we're in the same place at the same time. Reality is formed by your psyche or your soul's personal experiences that have created the beliefs and the perspectives from those experiences that then will manifest into the reality. Because what you think about, what you dwell on, what your energy focuses on, whether consciously or subconsciously, is going to be what you're projecting out, and you will get confirmation from the universe of what you project out is what will come back to you, right? So I just wanted to clarify a few things. Okay, first, when people treat you like shit, when people dog you out, when they take from you, when they use and abuse you, when they say hurtful things or do hurtful things to you, it is very important that you understand that those things in which they are directing towards you are not your problem. Okay? I don't care if it's directed towards you. I don't care if it's about you. I don't care what it is about. Whatever negative energies and hurtful or hateful or malicious things directed at you from other people, those things are direct reflections of their own projections that they are then projecting onto you. And as a human being, most people are consciously and spiritually not awake, and they then receive those reactions and that behavior from other people, and they feel different feelings, right? whether it be rejection, whether it be anger, pain, hatred, whatever the situation be, they're feeling those things back, and that's causing them to feel insecure, worthless, down, disrespected, all of these things, all of these unnecessary feelings. Because if you realize the way that the laws of the universe work, you then realize that everything projected out will be reflected back to you. So them projecting onto you is actually their own fears and insecurities and things that they lack in their own selves that they're seeing in other people that triggers that for them. I hope that makes sense. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Now, so basically, don't own up to those things. Don't carry bags that you were not meant to carry. Don't claim and own things that are not yours to have or to claim. Okay? If it's not meant for you and it's not your bullshit, don't allow other people to make you feel like it's your bullshit. It's their bullshit, first of all. Okay? The second thing that I want you to know is you're fucking awesome. Every one of us is meant for greatness. We are destined for greatness. We are meant for a higher purpose. We are worth more than what meets the eye. Okay? Now, people's negative opinions about you, what somebody has to say about you, what you do, how you do what you do when you're doing what you're doing, where you work, who you're dating, who you're fucking, who your baby daddy is, what you do for work, how you hustle, where you live, what kind of car you drive. All of these things that people can say and project out negativity about you are not your fucking business. And that's the truth. What other people have to say about you is fucking irrelevant. Do you hear what I'm saying? Other people's opinions and perspectives and perceptions of you have nothing to do with you. See what I'm saying? So it's very important that you understand that as mankind, as beings, the way that this is kind of set up, we are usually unfortunately, products of our environment. Okay? So it's very important for you as a being and for your success and for you to reach your potential to be around the most uplifting, encouraging, supportive, loving, genuine relationships that you can attract to yourself. How are you going to make room for all these positive and beneficial relationships if you're holding on to Billy Joe Bob, who's always bringing you down and spending your money and screwing you over? People at a higher vibration are not going to coexist with that lower vibration. You have to be able to acknowledge so that you can release these things and therefore make room for what it is that your heart actually wants and what your soul is actually desiring, because you can have all of it, but we stand in our own ways. And the sad part, the reason I say the sad part is because me myself, I have been deemed mentally ill, right? Crazy. So, and sometimes you can hear, some may say that craziest of the crazies, okay? So I'm a manic depressive, bipolar, rapid recycler, as well as I have borderline personality disorder. That's a pretty strong label, okay? However, society has trained us and conditioned us as beings and as people since before we even got here. They've been doing it for so long to shut off a lot of things in our minds. They train you that you cannot, they tell you that you cannot retrain your brain, that personality disorders are things that you can maintain, but you can't get rid of, even though personality disorders are learned behaviors. If you learn something scientifically proven, you can replace information in your brain with new information. So how could that not be applicable? It's not really how things work. So you can retrain your brain to think in a healthy and positive ways, but what happens is, when you allow yourself to be around the lower vibrations of that negativity, and people who talk down to you and who abuse you and who do bad things to you, we tend to fall victim. Even if it's, unconscious, subconsciously, like, we tend to fall victim. And especially when you're dealing with these types of situations and circumstances, you're usually not going through the best times in your life, because again, you're going to reflect back to you what you're projecting. So if you're going through a lot of bullshit, that makes sense. If you're up on cloud nine and you're very successful and you're happy and you're living your life every day, you probably don't have a lot of negative people around you. I'm sure that's what you would find, right? So we tend to fall victim to the manipulation and the bullshit that is subliminally being brainwashed into us as individuals and as a society. Whether it be, falling short, to society's depicted definitions of success, happiness, finances, security, stability, what family should look like, what a marriage should look like, what love and relationships look like. All of these things, you're subliminally conditioned and trained what these things look like and what is acceptable and what is not. That's not cut and dry like that, those things. But you're trained to think that. So what happens is you begin to then believe the brainwashing and the manipulation that's being put out to you, that people are putting out to you about their own selves, but taking it out on you. And you then start to believe those lies and further keep yourself down, because especially with people who maybe are weak, or they're going through some things, or they're mentally ill, or they're empaths and they care so much, okay? Especially when you have people who can't sleep and they're dwellers and they're thinking about things all the time. Like I said, you then begin to believe these lies and start to carry them as if they were yours. You start to own these things that were never meant for you to own, okay? These were somebody else's problems, remember? So, you, at the end of the day, you have to see it like, you're the shit, like you are. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how many times you fucked up. I don't care how many times you started over. I don't care how many people gave up on you. I don't care how many times you struggled. It does not take away from the fact that you are an amazing being, that you are destined for more than this life, that you will succeed no matter what. And, at the end of the day, we're all human. We're going through our own things. We're in our own path in this journey of life, and we're not in competition with anybody else. We are a collective oneness. We don't win unless we all win. We don't win unless we all win. So it's like you had to stop. Listen, once you can control your mind, and I know society teaches you again that you can't, but you can. A good place to start, dialectic behavioral therapy. If you have like a lot of crazy or excessive thoughts or negative thinking, if you're suicidal, retraining the brain is very hard to do, but it's very possible to do, because I'm doing it, and I've been doing it for about a year now, and I am a completely different person. I'm still very human, don't get me wrong, but the thing is, the law of reflection, law of projection, the law of manifestation, all of these things make sure that if you do this, this is the reaction. Like gravity. This is just the way that it works, okay? Like, cause and effect, no matter how you apply it to something. So what happens is you believe those lies. You're going through your whole life, being told you're weird or you're stupid or you're not enough or you're ugly or whatever the case may be. So your brain begins to accept and believe those lies. And then what happens is, because it's been drilled into us for so long, we then start to spew that negative projections and energies back out to people. And even if we walk around like we're the shit, if inside we actually feel like we are unworthy, we actually feel like we'll never have a good man, we actually feel like all these bitches are gonna do me like this, or whatever the case may be, or my man's always gonna beat me, or my girl's always gonna not be shit, every girl I'm with, it doesn't matter, right? We're all usually guilty of things like that, self-pity, feeling sorry for ourselves and our circumstances. So even if you want to get over it, but internally you're still having these projective thoughts, it's going to attract to you, the universe will attract to you your confirmation of what you're projecting. So you will always continue to have the same types of circumstances and situations, go through the same types of terrible experiences and people treating you like shit, until you accept that you are projecting those negative things about yourself and therefore attracting confirmation of the things that you're projecting. So once you were to change your perspective, be open to possibilities, and be willing to shift your point of view, you could change the environment and therefore start to attract instead people who are going to love you and support you and look out for you and have your best interest in mind, all the things that they're supposed to do. When you allow yourself to release and let that go, and you live for you, when you say, all the fucks are out the window, you lose all your inhibitions and you just really be yourself. And once you have that freedom and the weight off you, and you can embrace yourself, your abilities and the things you're good at, and and acknowledge and see the things that you want to work on for you and not for anybody else, you will then begin to vibrate at a higher level, therefore elevating yourself, your energy, as well as your conscious awareness. You can't stand in your own way. People treat you bad, they can get to go and kick rocks. Deuces. That's really how it needs to be. Because without realizing it, you're allowing these negative people around you to ensure that they're, they stay around to ensure they're helping to manifest, your downfall. But you can remove yourself from the situation because you are fully in control. Nothing will happen unless you allow these things to happen. Stop allowing it. Stand up for what is right, and disregard and get rid of and don't entertain anybody who's not for you. You're the shit. You deserve everything. We all deserve everything. You deserve love, support, encouragement, and nothing less. Anyone else isn't worth your time. Stay up, guys.